Good morning, Edward. Let me get things set up here. Hey, Russell. Good morning. Good morning. Get things set up here. Okay, I think we got it rocking and rolling now. So it is 9 o'clock and it is Monday morning. We're supposed to get lots of snow. Shake my head. Hey, Captain Joe, how you doing?
I got everything. 3 big ass boxes of Ritz, 3 cans of gravy, batteries, and filled the car up. Cool. I want to make sure I got all the receipts.
Hey, Joe.
Yep, there's for the
Hey, Paul, what's up?
Yes, received.
For the gravy, I mean,
Edward, Joel, Russell.
and this is for the batteries and the Ritz.
Cool.
Here it says. Oh, I got my pocket. Look what I got.
Ah.
I don't wear these pants in a couple months. All right, I'm gonna put these
Um,
batteries in your flashlight.
I gotta go in about an hour or so up to get her medication, so.
If you need me, I'll be upstairs on board.
I'll call you, or else just stay down here or whatever.
I gotta go get laundry together. They're taking little enough to go to sleep.
Sorry about that, we
Oh,
just,
that's all right.
Hold on, baby.
So how, did you get the other medication that you ordered from Amazon?
yes, I did get it, but it didn't seem to solve the problem.
It might take a couple of days.
Yeah, so I ordered the new the refill. So we'll see how that goes.
What I would do, I would give it a couple of weeks. You know, because
Yeah.
like I said, it might take a little bit of time for it to get into a system.
Well,
For it to work.
She didn't really like that new stuff.
Oh,
She kind of almost turned her nose up at it. She kind of looked at it,
well,
looked at it, looked at it.
sometimes you gotta make them.
I smelled it, Joe, and it smells terrible.
Oh, man. I send it back.
Yeah. But
Tell them
anyway,
it smelled, tell them something about it, but try to send it back if you can.
well, it wasn't that expensive. Cost more probably to send it back than.
They'll pick it up. That's one thing I like about Amazon. If there's something, you tell them and it don't. I fed you. No, you had your treats today. Go. And it bothered me all three of them.
Well, they're bored.
No, they're doing their little deal where I can see they're in sequence, like Tino, Loki, and Cleo's in the back. And what's happening is one of them went to use the paper, so they're trying to get a treat out of me for using the paper. You know, and they've already had their stuff this morning. No, go. Not happening. No,
She's talking to you.
that's Tino. Tino's balking at me, and Loki's going like this. Like, come on, listen to him. No, it's not happening. No. I said no. Don't say it, please. Gotta see this face.
See if it's.
Let me get this food off there.
Go eat your dish.
I'm just wondering if we need to clean it out. Unless the bulb is blown.
It looks a little dark, but I don't.
I gave up on trying to print that little case that fits on the side of the printer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, like I said, it was down to its last like maybe 15 minutes yesterday when I woke up, and one little area didn't print right, so it failed real bad.
I think something's wrong, bro.
Let me see.
Dude, that thing stinks like acid, like battery acid.
Well, let me, Captain Joe here, he knows all about,
Damn, just smell it. Oh, you can't smell. Shit, I wish you could, dude. That just made my shit burn.
this, it's a mag light
Yeah,
and it doesn't work.
It's the LED. Don't push on that. That's the LED part.
I know, let me see.
batteries are good.
I just put brand new ones in it.
Okay,
I just checked the LED bulb and it looks burnt to me and it smells burnt.
it's probably the bulb.
Do the bulbs go out of those?
Oh yeah, you don't have an extra one in the handle.
No, no.
No. And
Because
then it goes-
sometimes in the handle under the spring they have an extra one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Down in the bottom?
down in the bottom under the spring.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sometimes they put an extra bulb in it.
nope.
No, none in
Nope.
there.
Now look inside the little cap part
Yeah, there's
in
no.
there. None under the spring, right?
Right?
Nope.
Yeah, because sometimes they usually put one under there. You might use it already.
He's no. Is he from Boston?
No, he's down by New Orleans.
Really? He don't sound like he's from New Orleans.
I'm from New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. I'm originally from Lake Charles.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the good food then.
Oh, yes, sir.
Well,
Yeah,
you were,
I was there.
Crawfish all
he,
day.
he was eating, what was that you were eating yesterday you got?
Yeah, I was eating boudin balls from Billy
Yeah,
Boo's
boudin
band.
balls.
Billy's boudin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him to eat some etouffee.
So what?
Oh man. Oh, talk about pass a good time.
Yeah.
That's good for your innards, that etouffee, man.
Hey, yes, sir.
I don't know what you guys are talking about,
It's good Cajun food.
but and I've never had crawfish before.
What?
You know?
Pinch the head, suck the tail.
Oh yeah, you got to pinch the head and suck the tail.
Yep.
Suck the head and pinch the tail.
No.
Yeah, that'd be a short. Somebody
It's
clip
really
over
good
it.
about it. You just eat the whole damn thing.
You just crunch it all up, right?
Some of them do. All right, Paul.
Yeah, you take that crawfish and you break it in half. You pinch that tail, bite that stuff, and go suck all that juice out the head. Oh,
Yes, sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Watch out.
Brains are the best part.
That's right.
All right. I'm gonna go check on Little Nuts,
Okay.
and then I'll be back down. I know you gotta leave in an hour to go get her medicine, unless you
Yeah.
want me to do it.
Well, unless you want to do it.
Well, I gotta drop him off at the laundromat anyways, so I might as well just go get it for you.
Okay.
I don't mind. You do enough for me. All right. Hey, you got one.
Oh.
It's working?
There you go.
Yeah. All right. You got
There you
one
go.
left. I will put this back in your truck for you
Okay,
as soon as I go use it. Right now, I'm going to check on it.
okay.
What was that? That's a 4-cell, right?
3-cell, isn't it?
What's his name?
Yeah, it looks like a 3.
This is Captain Joe. Captain Joe.
It's very nice to meet you, Captain Joe. I'm Kevin.
Kevin
too,
is
Joe.
Kevin lives upstairs,
Right.
and he's my savior. He's the one that I yelled at through the vent,
I just wanted to make sure you had all the receipts.
and you've got the card right
Nope,
now.
I gave it back to you. It's in your wallet. Got you.
Well, you
Well, you need it for
didn't
the-
hear.
I don't, not yet. I'll come and get it when I need it. I don't want to lose it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was when you fell.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't hear. What day was it? Friday. It was Friday. I'm waiting for somebody to come here Thursday and Friday to check the appliances so they can do their thing. And they showed up Friday at 4:30. That's what time they showed up. So I'm sitting in the back. I'm sitting in the back around about 1 o'clock. I went in the back and laid down, and I heard a knock on the door. So I thought that was them. So in the hallway, I got the little gate up, so the dogs can't come up front when I'm not. I don't want them up front when I'm in the back.
Right.
So because if anybody walks in the door, they take off if I'm not around. So I get up and I'm still half asleep because I dozed off. So I come walking up here. I don't know. I didn't even realize my son was here. I had heard them bark, but I thought it was somebody outside. So I didn't realize my son had come in and went in his room. So I come walking through here, and Loki gets excited. As soon as somebody's at the door, if I walk around, he jumps on you and hits you like that. He's got to hit you to let you know, hey, somebody's at the door, go open it, And he gets real excited. So as I'm walking and I put my first foot over the gate, he hits my second foot. When he hit my second foot, I face planted on
You
the
went
carpet
right
right
down.
here. Oh, I was down. I landed on my left knee, on my left shoulder, on my face. Because it happened that fast that I couldn't even pick up my hands. And I'm down on the ground laying there and I'm saying, God, darn it, does this hurt? Because I hit. And I hear the door open and back up, and my son comes walking out of the room and says, why are you on the floor? Like that. I turned around, looked at him, I said, shut up, get away from me. Just shut up. Like that. It had me that mad. But I got up. It took me a second to get up. My wrist hurt, my arm hurt, my knee hurt, my waist hurt. And I got up and I'm stretching. And I'm saying, God darn, my hip hurts. And then at the game that night, I'm sitting there and I'm going, why do my teeth hurt? Like this. And when I touched my nose, it felt like from here to here was bruised.
Oh,
I said, God
so
darn.
you did a face plant.
Oh, I did.
Well, good morning, everybody. David, Frank, Mark White, Mr. Skyfly, Ed Hassick, Russell. Good morning. Yeah, sorry about that. We were busy trying to figure out because my Cal light wasn't working that was in my car, and we messed around with it. Now it's working. So I was gonna say, usually that bulb doesn't burn out, does it?
They do, but it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, because what I do is that I just keep that in the door sling in my Tahoe, and then I just take it out. What'd you get?
Yeah. So that's just another roll.
Oh, another roll of PLA.
Yeah, I gotta get some white in there because I want to I'm doing one of those lithopanes for my other son. And that's gonna be for he's gonna give it to his girlfriend for Valentine's Day. And like I told him, I said, it's gonna cost you $25. And he says, well, it don't cost you nothing to make. I said, no, it costs me filament to make. I said, it cost me time to make. I said, if I make it and you give it to her, I gave it to her. I said, so buy it from me and then you gave it to her. I said, all I'm doing is saying, go buy me a roll of filament, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the filament's not free.
Yeah, I'd get the filament for $23, you know? You get it cheaper at times, depending on where it's at.
So is that $23 a roll?
That's 23 a roll unless you buy them two at a time. You buy them two at a time, you can get the rolls for like $34, $35.
Oh, so they take off. They
Oh,
take
yeah.
off about $5 or $6.
And the good news, it's better to buy them. It's better now. When I bought them through the first place, these cost $58 for two rolls. That's what they cost me.
Uh-huh.
I don't buy them from there anymore. I could buy two rolls on Amazon of Overture for $31 sometimes. And sometimes they'll throw them on sale for like $13, $14 a roll. Man, out on the television right now, they're showing a Church's Fried Chicken in Marrero. They got, I think the guy said it just now, he said there's 27 police cars there.
Really?
Well, that's sound like either a standoff or a war zone. I'm gonna find out if I just messed up just now. I'm printing something for my granddaughter, and I knew I was gonna run out of filament,
Yeah.
and I ran out of filament. And I can't reprint it because I don't have the right color, so I'm not worried about it. I'd rather just learn from the experience. This is where I'm gonna find out what happens when your filament runs up. Oh. Yeah, but this stuff's not that expensive. It's and you get a lot of stuff out of it.
Okay. I'm just doing a little bit of paperwork here. Anyway, so what's everybody doing? Mark White, currently 9 degrees with wind speeds of 30 miles an hour, up to 55. Oh my, that's not flying.
Wow. Nope.
And David is here. How you doing today, David? Fantastic. Did you ever figure out how much it costs you to print everything you're printed already? I don't think you want to figure that out.
No, no.
I mean, that's like adding salt to the wound.
Well, it's like, it does cost. Yeah, I just found out you don't let it run out of, you don't let it get past the feeder when you run out. Because what happens is the extruder right here is where it pulls it through.
Uh-huh.
The feeder right here now won't feed, it'll feed the filament all the way through. I can touch it, but it's not getting to the extruder, so it's not pulling it. So now I gotta, all the stuff I got in that pipe, I gotta run out before I do it. So what you gotta do is before it gets to the end, you gotta stop it and take the little piece out and throw it away. Or run it through. So
Okay.
it's just a little bit of difference.
Well, it's still, you're still learning because it's a different machine.
Oh yeah, it's nothing wrong, you know. Nothing wrong with it. It's just things you gotta do. Well, I couldn't tell you the cost of stuff I've made, but I'll put it this way. It all depends. That light switch I made for my granddaughter with the elephant on it
Yeah.
probably cost in filament maybe $1.20. If I'd have tried to buy one like that, it would probably been $5 or $6.
Really? So, Frank, just push it in the other filament right behind it runs
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. That's the thing. I'll put it like this from now on. I'll pay attention. You know.
And Frank says, or you mix colors right when it gets to the end, cut it off and push in the other color.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I had more on there. I wasn't paying attention to it.
Yeah, the Lions, Ed says it sucks. The Lions have to go out to California to finish the one more game and then to the Super Bowl. And then if they do win again, Super Bowl is in Vegas, I think.
Right. Yeah, we're good now.
He's going, huh?
Yeah, I got it now. Got all the gray out, got the white in. So we're good. We're good to go.
Good to go. Good to fly.
But she's got elephants in her room. I made that last night with this one.
Ah,
And the theme is in gray, so I put it in gray. And that's the one I was making this morning. It's the opposite way, so they can put them on both sides. And that's the
cool.
one I ran out of gray on. So I got gray coming in Wednesday. I'll just make it again. That takes about 30 minutes.
Well, that's finished though, isn't it?
No, put it like this. It looks bad on the outside. because
You
the
put-
top layer didn't finish.
You put it on the wall, they won't know the difference. Put the bottom layer out.
Yeah, you probably could, probably get away with it. Just put it that way,
Yeah.
but that's no big deal. That doesn't take hardly anything, and it takes like one spool across, you know? I was probably about 10 minutes short of right enough filament.
Well, you're like me, you're getting fussy. Otherwise, I would say, oh, here it is.
Yeah, I'd rather make it look good. It's not as thick as the other one, you know, that's the whole thing. Now, the other thing you can do is these empty spools.
Yeah.
You can go, they've got a program on there where you can make little trays that fit in here that screw in and open up.
Oh, spin
So
out.
It'll spin out so you could use it for storage.
Ah,
My thing is, if I had a garage, I would make these and use it for screws and bolts. I take all of my toolbox, all the bolts and everything out of there and put them in and label them. That would be something I would do. I
Well,
don't know what I'd do with them here yet.
you would think they'd want to recycle that and just turn it back in, you know?
I'm thinking about just taking them and making it because it's not going to take a lot to make it. I want to see how long it would take to make one, and I may turn around and sell them. Maybe we'll get $8-9 for them.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody wants to talk to you.
Looks good, Lance says. Looks good.
Nobody in Kentwood, Louisiana, I know should be calling me.
Hey, Max. I tend to agree with you, but I'm still hoping.
No, Max.
Max says they won't be playing again. This game is coming up as their last game.
That Buffalo game yesterday. Buffalo gave that game away.
Yep.
Diggs missed that ball. That ball was in his hands, and he missed it. And when that kicker missed that field goal, I said, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, it's so many little things, you know.
Oh yeah, but that's all right because I'm telling you, I didn't think Buffalo or Buffalo had a chance to beat Baltimore, but I don't think Kansas City does.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have the way San Francisco played. I think Detroit, if they play the same way, Detroit can beat them.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just pitching peanut.
That's okay. Oh, let's see if I can find this thing now. Not doing that in white. That's telephone. It's bright. Oh, bright. Yeah, buddy. What's up, Lance? I see you here. Hey, Lance.
They line up out there on the ramp looking for peanuts.
Waiting for you, huh?
Yep. My little buddies.
Now the fun starts. Let's see what this is gonna do. I want to do the one like first. That's the one I want to do first.
Oh, Mr.
Yeah.
Skyfly had picked San Francisco to win it all this year.
Not gonna happen.
Well, what do you think? What do you think the score is going to be? Detroit against the 49ers.
It's gonna be low. Gonna be like a 23-20 game, something like that.
Yes, I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
So 2 hours and 33 minutes to print this thing for my son and his girlfriend for one of the sheets. You got 4 of those. So that's 8
4.
hours.
Wow.
So that's an 8-hour deal, right?
Right.
9 hours. And then you got the thing takes another 8 hours. So
Sounds to me like you need to get another printer.
be about 3 printers.
Yeah. What you do is you tell your son, let's get into business together. Here, come on. Have him buy the printers and you provide the labor.
Yeah, I agree.
So anyway, David, who is singing the national anthem? I don't know. Max there says score is going to be 70-0 for the Niners. I don't know, Max. I don't think so. It just depends upon how many of the players on both teams show up ready to play.
I told her I was it's a great. I was it's a great neighborhood. I was like, it's a great neighborhood. We're never gonna have to deal with her. She don't live there no more. She rents out the house.
Yeah.
So I was like, we won't ever have to see her. And we live on the opposite side. But
Yeah, 10 hours is just for printing the lithograms, and so then the case that he goes in, the round cube, he says is another 8 or 10 hours. So
Yeah, it takes a total of about 6. It depends on the cube too. They got one of them that looks like a lantern. That takes, I think it's 8, 9, probably about 16 hours just to make that. You know, it's not a one-day thing.
well, no, and the thing of it is if you were doing something, it just screws up your whole day because that's all it's going to do. Where you're sitting
Well,
there watching it.
No, not you don't really have to, because if you got a full roll of filament, it should, and the filament's like the filament's wound right. If you didn't mess it up, and I've learned now when you take the filament out, you make sure you keep it tight and put it through a little hole and keep it tight so it can't unwind a little bit. Because when it unwinds, it gets underneath the other one, then it'll make a jam. Yeah. So I found out, I've learned enough about that. I haven't had one jam up in a long time.
How's
know,
how's your buddy down there doing with his?
He uses a different kind of filament right now. It's the PT, which is a little you need more heat with it. And he had an issue with it the other day where it was the bottom layer was chipping off.
Oh,
And what had happened, his fan kept kicking on. And when the fan kept kicking on, it was cooling it too fast. So he learned that real quick. He learned that real quick.
What's
And
he
then
been what's he been printing, Joe?
Stuff for his grandkids.
Just stuff. Okay.
Yeah, stuff for his grandkids. And he did a napkin holder for his house because he has a little, he keeps a napkin, like he had a little stack of napkins where he just kept them loose. So he made a little napkin holder, he put them in. It actually matches his house. And it looked pretty good. And he was making another napkin holder for his daughter. That's the one that all chipped up. But he's had pretty good results. But he doesn't like the I think it's a PEG. I think it's PEG. He doesn't like that one because he said it's just, it takes too much of the heat. He said if you're not really paying attention to it, it doesn't work right. And some of the things he's made with the PLA Plus look a lot better than the stuff with the other film. So he's already moving away from one.
What is Drone Shot saying something about get one cheap for like 15 or 20 bucks? Get what cheap?
Probably talking about filament. We'll see. Go back.
Oh, it says connecting an Xbox
Oh,
360 connect with a 3D scanner.
oh yeah. I saw some of those, bro.
Lance says, "Come on, Joe, your printer's sitting idle."
It's coming, Lance. I had to change out that filament. And I had one issue. Well, it didn't happen with this one, thank God. I had one issue when I was doing a lithophane where I was doing the lithophane night lights. And I put one through, it went through perfect. Then I had one I made with my daughter, the baby, and my ex-wife in one picture. And it won't go, it won't load it. I've remade it 3 times. It will not take it. I made it with her boyfriend and the baby and her, and it won't take it. Those 2 pictures, for some reason, when I try to put it on a nightlight on the lithophane won't go through.
Wow.
So I'm gonna try to see if I could do it because the other one did the same thing to me. And what I did is I put it on a USB and put the USB and it worked. So I'm gonna see if it works that way. Might just be too big of a file. But the one I just made for Justin, first one I'm putting in right now, it went right through. So that's a good sign. Because that would be the only thing that would bother me if I decided to start selling these things. If I'd have a picture that I can't get to go through.
Right.
So I got to find out what's the deal here. And I think it's just the file size. When I put it on a USB and plug it straight in, it had no issue at all before.
Well, here's the question I have. It's like, can you adjust your photos that you want to use and make highlights and everything on the photo itself, the file?
Oh yeah, you can do it. You can make them small. It doesn't matter the size of the picture though.
No, but I'm talking about the image quality.
Well, let me tell you what I saw. I went to this one guy that I'm making these for right now. I'm using his lantern type thing. And when he went in there, he showed how to make them. And he brought the picture into Photoshop and he converted the picture into black and white instead of color. And that will change the tones. I know that. So when he did that, he adjusted all his clarity and his tones and brought the blacks in a little deeper and everything like this. And it made the picture that much sharper.
Okay. That's what I was wondering because, color image is sharp if it's really colorized properly.
Right.
But it gets a little foggy if you're not got a sharp Imager,
and this is gonna be a black and white image you see. So I
right?
went in, I didn't even think about that, that should have been the first thing I thought about. But I was thinking about making a leather paint and making sure it was cropped right. But I took the picture and I went in and last night put them in Photoshop and put them in black and white, and then I adjusted them to make them really pop out at you. And they pop. And this is the one I'm doing first because I want to see it.
You want to see what the end result is?
Oh
Yeah.
And if this works, I'll do one right now and I'll do another one tomorrow because I got the Valentine's Day. I'll make a part like the big part tonight for the lantern. I'll make it overnight. Just turn it on before I go to bed. Wake up in the morning, it should be ready.
Right.
But the only thing that I get curious about is they tell you to print them standing up. So you have a square, thin piece of plastic that is printing on, standing up. And it's putting all this pressure on it. So you got to put a brim or a skirt on it to hold it in place so that it doesn't tilt over. And I would hate it to be like the last minute or two and knock it over. Because it could knock it over if it loosens up.
Sure.
I did one, the one I did for my son and his wife. The first one I printed was standing up, but I put a skirt on it and I put a brim on it to hold it in place. And it is a little area that goes around that holds it in place. And it held it, so I'm hoping it works like that.
Yeah.
Now this guy, when he printed his, he did the same thing. He put a brim on it, but he put all four of them next to each other and printed all four at the same time. I don't know if I have enough guts to do that. Because when it's moving back and forth to each other, because that's what happened to me yesterday with the supports. I did the tree supports where it just came up the side like a tree to hold it in place. And when it got almost to the top, it started breaking them off because it was hitting them, touching them just enough that it was putting enough pressure on them that they were getting weak and they broke off. And when they broke off, then the print was done. So like I said, after the third time I gave up, I'm not going to try to put any other supports anywhere and do nothing else. Yeah. You can use it to see a ghost. Yeah, I understand that. But I've got to leave here today. I'm gonna wait till about 11 o'clock, wait for it to warm up a little bit. Supposed to get in the 60s today. I got to go downstairs and see if my car starts because it didn't start the other day again. I had to jump. And my daughter, her car, we're gonna go get hers over here. And she's dead and determined to tell the company to come get the car. She don't want it, And I just put a battery in hers. So I'm pretty sure it's the same terminals set up. That sucker's going in mine. I'll put the bad one in hers.
Yeah.
Because I just spent $200 on a battery for her that she never paid me back for. So I might as well put it in mine.
Yeah. You just never know.
No, I know. I'm not getting it back.
Well,
She said
Joe,
to
I
me-
think I'm going to call it because you got things
Okay.
to do and you got to go, and I've got to go get some medication for Mia.
Yeah, you got to go get the meds.
Yep.
Yep.
So everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later
See
today.
y'all later.
Stay out of trouble. Until next time, bye
Yep.
for